'Tis the season for love, so here are 14 anime series to help you get your romantic comedy fill in. At number 14 is an underappreciated gem by the name of Arakawa Under the Bridge. Consisting of 26 episodes, Arakawa Under the Bridge focuses on Ko Ichinomiya, who is the son of a wealthy businessman. His entire life, he has stated that he never wants to be indebted to anyone. That is until he's pushed off a bridge and plummeted into a river below. He is saved by a homeless girl named Nino who lives in a cardboard box under the bridge, and she only asks for one thing in return: to fall in love. Arakawa Under the Bridge is an absurdist comedy that focuses on these two vastly different financial circumstances clashing. It is quirky and zany, always keeping you on your toes, with the visuals still holding up after 15 years, as the color grading and paneling rivals that of series today. It has the complete feeling that you'd want from an anime, with the plot, themes, and visuals to back it. If you want a good laugh and a heartwarming story, Arakawa Under the Bridge is a great watch for this Valentine's Day.
Yo. 待ってたぜこのクソネクタイ
Number 13 on the list is cult classic Chrono Crusade, which has the duo of Chrono and Rosette Christopher in love with one another. This is an action series set in the 1920s with a holy organization setting out to fight demons across the United States. Chrono and Rosette work together as partners exterminating these supernatural forces, but always leaving a trail of destruction as they do. While not explicitly a romantic series, the relationship between Chrono and Rosette is what makes the show as strong as it is. If you're looking for an action anime with those hints of romance, Chrono Crusade is a blast from the past from 2003 with 24 episodes.
ダメ任務が先やだスロットが私を呼んでるのせめてもう一勝負だけ
Number 12 is more recent than the previous two, Kaguya-sama Love is War. What happens when two highly competitive individuals fall in love with one another? Surely they would just confess to one another and begin dating. That is certainly not the case in Kaguya-sama Love is War, with Kaguya and Miyuki trying to trick the other into confessing first. This is a pretty popular romantic comedy, but it would feel like heresy to leave it out of the list. With 3 seasons and a movie, Kaguya-sama is one of, if not the most known romance series of the last 5 years, and for good reason. With speculation as to whether or not it will return for a 4th season after a 3-year break since season 3, Kaguya-sama is the most complete new era romantic comedy. Number 11 is Golden Time, one of my favorites on the list. If you want a series that tells a complete story, Golden Time does so within the 24 episodes it does have. It focuses on Banri Tada, who has amnesia as the result of an accident, and he meets his love interest Koko Kaga as he starts college. Unlike Kaguya-sama, this series shifts its focus from high school life towards college, which provides a series for young adults in that period of their life. It also provides our first real romantic dramedy of the list, with suspenseful moments and tension that builds off of it. On the other hand, the comedy is strong enough to carry itself as well, focusing on Tada as he tries to acclimate himself to a new environment. If you feel like you're in a new or weird place in life, I'd recommend Golden Time for you, as it is a series that tries to instill living in the moment and keeping life into perspective. Number 10 is My Senpai is Annoying, which focuses on Takeda and Igarashi at their work, with the big focus being on their size differences. My Senpai is Annoying shows how Takeda goes out of his way to care for Igarashi, taking care of her mistakes and uplifting her rather than tearing her down. Takeda is like a golden retriever himbo, and Igarashi is as close to a tsundere that you can get without actually being one. But honestly, she probably is one anyways. I don't know, you fight in the comments on whether she is or isn't. We never really see an emotional payoff with a romantic gesture such as a kiss, but it is clear that Takeda does care for Igarashi, even though he doesn't make that move on her. The slow burn of the romance and the lack of any real payoff is what makes it stand out amongst others on this list, with us never really getting to see Igarashi's romantic feelings get reciprocated. Number 9 on the list is a personal favorite of mine, Dusk Maiden of Amnesia. This is a supernatural horror romantic comedy that focuses on Yuko and Teiichi, who are part of the Paranormal Investigations Club, or Detectives Club based off the translation. They investigate the infamous 7 mysteries that are present at their school, and this is one of the best horror romance series in anime history. What makes Dusk Maiden of Amnesia stick out is that Teiichi is in love with Yuko, who is a ghost that suffers from amnesia, but she heads the Paranormal Investigations Club. It pulls on your heartstrings and is amazing from start to finish. The final episode will have your heart aching, and I fully recommend it to anyone who wants a tragic romance anime.
そうでしたっけ。
どこでもいいよ。好きなところ、初めて触れてくれたところでも。
じゃあ、手で。
Number 8 is My Little Monster, which has the cold and apathetic Shizuku Misutani in a relationship with violent delinquent Haru Yoshida. The two become infatuated with one another after becoming friends, and this is a shoujo romantic comedy for all my girl bosses out there. This anime borders on the status of a classic as far as rom-com series go, so I don't really have a lot to discuss here. If you haven't watched it and want a romance that has a quirky dynamic, this is a slice-of-life comedy between two individuals that find solace within one another.
そうかついにでもそれが普通なんだよな
Number 7 is Kiss X Sis. No, I'm joking. It's the underappreciated and long forgotten Otome Yokai Zakuro. The anime focuses on Kei, who has an extreme fear of the paranormal as he's reassigned to the Ministry of Spirit Affairs. Kei is then forced to work with 4 yokai maidens, most notably Zakuro. The two work together to solve paranormal cases, and this has the same kind of supernatural flair that I love within anime. If you are looking for a blonde Prince Charming type with an element of suave, Zakuro is a criminally underwatched series that I think deserves a remake for modern audiences.
やったら嫌。絶対嫌。ここが妖神賞になるなんていいや。
Number 6 is a well-known classic with Toradora. This series features the queen of all tsunderes. She is a small, doll-like girl who is violent and super outspoken. This contrasts with the studious and homework-loving Ryuji, who is unjustly judged for his intense look. This back and forth with the two is what makes the show work as a whole, and there's a reason it is held in such high regards. Aiga and Ryuji help each other with their respective crushes, all the while falling in love with each other in the process.
タイガー
リュウジもおっしゃったと。
お生徒会の見回りの時間だすまん先戻っててくれ
Number 5 is another classic, Horimiya. This is about Hori and Miyamura, who have contrasting personalities yet similar interests. These similarities have them befriending one another and they start to hang out, and this is anything but your typical high school romance show.
惚れた。宮村が来なくなったら、映画見ながら寝ちゃった時、誰が起こすのよ。宮村の。
Number 4 is Boku no Pico. Another joke. Number 4 is a more recently enjoyed show, My Dress Up Darling. It follows Marin as she's assisted by Wakana with her cosplay, and the two find a bond within this. Through the countless cosplays they make together, a relationship blossoms, and the series is making return with season 2 later this year.
めっちゃ気持ちいい。
Number 3 is one of my personal favorites, Nana. Nana is about 2 girls from a rural town named Nana Komatsu and Nana Osaki. Osaki dreams of becoming a popular musician, but has her life shattered when she breaks up with her bandmate boyfriend named Ren. This prompts Osaki to go to Tokyo to start anew. Coincidentally, Nana Komatsu also moves to Tokyo, following her boyfriend there to try and be with him. This leads the two Nanas to reunite, and this is a story about female friendship. It is also inherently a romance show, but in the spirit of Valentine's, Nana is a classic that shows platonic love as well, which I think is a beautiful thing in itself.
With you, my life was full of sweet dreams, and it felt like the pure bliss of a first love.
Number 2 is Chobits. Hideki is a loner who finds an android named Chi in the trash. He takes her home and learns that he has to teach her how to function as a person. Beyond that bare bones concept, there is a reason and backstory for Chi that's slowly revealed throughout the course of the series. At the same time, there is a parallel story that's about a bunny which is called A City Without People. It shows her psyche in the same way and helps explain her rationale. All the while, Hideki and Chi's love for each other grows.
秀樹、新しいおかず欲しいって言ってた。使える？
And finally is number 1, Love Hina, which is about Keitaru, who as a kid promises a girl that he'll meet her again at university in Tokyo. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't pass his exam to get into the university and instead moves to his grandmother's hotel in Tokyo, which turns out to be an all-girls dormitory. Now I know what you might be thinking, is this just harem smut? Well, a little bit, but not really. Keitaru is the dorm manager and now lives his life with these 5 girls. It isn't just a love story, but a story about his growth into an adult. One of these 5 girls, Naru, is revealed to be the girl in which Keitaru promised to reunite with, and this unravels the preceding events into their romance. With that said, there are countless good romance anime out there, so it truly is hard to pick amongst them. Even just picking 14 was a hassle in itself. And I know some of you will have your pitchforks and say, why didn't you say Nisekoi, or just memed around and said High School DxD? Well, these are the 14 that I thought were, I guess, going to fit for a more basic or modern anime fan. Despite that, I hope that a few of these 14 recommendations stuck out to you. And if you know all of these, then you get a gold star for being incredibly based and romance-pilled. I've been Siren Zen, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone.